Attention, attention, attention. This is the Town A of the day. I am your net controller, Tina number 9. Yankee Uniform Echo, Echo, Echo. If you're around and would like to check in, please come in with your call sign phonetically. Reminder to all that the net is. Wow! I was still talking, but anyway, how did I drop off? Okay, I got bear. I got a ha here. A bear. Anyone else want to check in? Please come now. Reminder to all that the net is being recorded for training purposes.
Juliet number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Okay, keep it coming. Keep it coming. Check in. Check in.
Juliet number 2, Kilo Alpha India.
It is now 1 p.m. This is the Town at A of the day. If you're around and would like to check in, please come in with your call sign. One last call. Anyone want to check in? Check in, check in. Please come now. Quiet start. Okay, we'll begin. Let's try this again. We'll pass the mic around for the first round, and everyone could bring up one thing or two of what they want to talk about, or if they have any question about, or if you want to bring up something, right? And so see what we can bring to the table. Okay, so let's go ahead. TN number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
Tina number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha. I need a minute to kind of get my thoughts together. Maybe you can come back around to me. I'm still trying to put a few thoughts in my mind about it. I think I have a couple things, but I'm still formulating what I want to say. Tina number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
Okay, TN number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Juliet number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. Good day to Sergeant Gijan. Good day to my seniors and my juniors, and anybody else who's listening. Well, I have a couple of things, Sergeant. Yesterday we spoke about the landlord and stuff, but we didn't actually get into how we use the landlord for when we want to sacrifice stuff, whether it be clothes or whatever it may be, stuff that we want to get rid of, the process of sacrificing. And two, in my div today, I got a hung D2 dragon, and I was wondering, when we get a hung and it's already in pre-heaven, what measures could we take to deflect it or prevent it? Back to you, tenure number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Okay. First of all, the landlord that you have right now is just a landlord. It doesn't have its team with it. So if you open the official landlord with the Sanpai, right, the official one, then it will be different, because officially when you open the actual altar, with the Sanpai, the landlord is not just itself. It is supposed to come with a team. And inside there, one of the position is the family god. So you sacrifice things, it goes through the landlord altar, but it is for the family god. The family god is supposed to be like, how do you say it? Like if you have a house and there's like 4 people living there, right? Every one of you have like your own ghost altar, but your ghost altar are actually combined in one area, like you stick to each other's. So the family god is like how you would call the whole bunch of ghost altar that is related in the same house. And when you sacrifice things, it goes into that one account, which includes everyone's ghost altar there. Okay, so that's what the sacrificing is about. At this moment, you don't have the official ground altar, so you can't really do anything about it. So yeah, that is something for the future, not now. Okay, right now you only have the landlord, and it helps you to guard, helps you to do like sending things out and managing the altar internal workings and so on. So yeah, nothing about the sacrificing yet. Okay, so I'll answer the other ones later. Let's move on to tier number 2, Kilo Alpha India. Tier number 2, Kilo Alpha India. Okay, lost connection. Anyone else want to check in? One more call out. Anyone else want to check in? Please come now.
Sorry about that. Teammate number 2, Kilo Alpha India. The thing that I'm interested to know more about is the writing of the Fu. If you don't have an altar, is it okay to write a Fu? Because if I can recall the lesson, the Fu is connected to the altar. So if I don't have a Fu like I don't have a altar, is it possible to write a Fu? Or if it's possible, where does it connect it to number 2, Kilo Alpha India? Back to you.
Well, first of all, Kai, learning is not just about like going into the lesson of everyone else, right? Like you're not in the JLG group. So every weekend we have like JLG on Zoom and you're not in that group. Right? So that lesson, like people are learning about rifle and stuff, has nothing to do with you because you're not part of the lesson, not part of the group. But you are in Samlo Palace and you're ordained. So what you have to do and should be doing as a disciple is to ask for teaching online, and you never did. Yeah, like you never did. Like seriously, look at the line. You never chat, you never talk, you never leave the questions or even ask for anything online. So you come to Zello and you ask me these questions. Is like I look at you online, you're kind of like a background, you know, you didn't really come and ask for teachings. So you should be online asking for something to do or learn that is for you, not like you are trying to tag along with the other people and then trying to catch up on what they are learning, because you're not going to be able to do that. What they are learning has nothing to do with you, actually, because I'm teaching them. I'm not teaching you, right? Like, look, they have altars, they have tools, and I'm teaching them because like they have those things. So I'm teaching that stuff, but you don't. So you have to ask for something that is for you specifically, and I'll get you on something that is like what you should be doing. Okay, so yeah, use the line. If you just come to Zello and want to like learn those things that you can do and stuff, it's very hard. You know, like we're talking here, but you don't have any thing to look at, like it's not like a video or text. It's very hard to teach you something here and you'll remember it, right? So go on the line chat and start dropping messages. Talk to me online and you will see things that will be for you. Okay, so don't look at the others, especially Chung. Okay, Chung is in JLG and he have an altar. So you try to race and catch up to that, you're going to get exhausted, right? It's not for you. You have your own journey. You are learning as an individual. Okay, you're not trying to catch up on the group. Remember that. Okay, anyone else want to check in? Please come now. Okay, going back to the top. Team number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha. Hey.
Ticket number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha. Thank you, Shedron. I wanted to ask a bit more about the properties I know of food. And after watching Wing Shamya with the dissolving of different sicknesses, different foods, I know that it has something to do with moving the chi around, and sometimes it moves out and sometimes it moves in and sometimes it dissolves different types of sicknesses. How do we know these different properties of the food so that we don't continue to damage ourselves? And we do updates, sometimes we put on there, we ate this or that the day prior, or maybe the night or the day of, and it creates this disturbance sometimes in our bodies. How do we just know that by just how it makes us feel? Or how do we know the different properties that are harmful foods that we definitely know we should avoid, or there are foods that are definitely things that we should be eating on a regular, or if there's, if this just simply a case-by-case basis? And if we're monitoring this for ourselves, how, I know that for me, there are certain things I absolutely cannot eat because they're not good for me. I end up getting really bad effects, actual pain after eating it. So I just wondered if there was some sort of formula or guide, a general guide to food at all. Tingit number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
Okay. The knowledge was taught and introduced. You just never linked it up. So we always talk about the big and small 168, right? So you understand the flow from the Yunzan to Ghost Altar to here. And then here it has like the 168 that manifests outward. So what you cannot eat mostly is the seafood stuff and things that help like push things to manifest to the outside, like lamb. Those kind of things have issue because your meridian is damaged. So that part is damaged. Your ghost altar to the local is called the water, right? That water was damaged because you have so much yeep up there and ruined by the past issue. And so when you eat things that goes like more active there, then it's like you have a wound and you keep moving and tearing it and the wound breaks and then it doesn't feel good, right? It's like, for example, let me give you an example. Like if your hand is having like an injury, right? So it's open wound right now, okay? What you should be doing is cover that, don't move, and it will eventually heal up and stitch it up, right? But when you eat some kind of food that goes to that part more, like it's not like it's not like the food is damaging you. It's that the food is pushing a lot of chi and blood to that spot. So that spot is broken, and suddenly you push a lot more in there, then it tears it apart, and then you don't feel good. Okay, so it's like a pipe that is a leaky or crack on the outside, and well, if the water is kind of like not very flowing through. It's like very little water just dripping around. It's fine. You don't feel a problem. There's no leak. But when there's a lot of water, suddenly the line just opens up and then all the water squirts out. That's what happened. So understanding the meridian, like the how to say it, like the roadmap of your 168 and all that, you kind of can tell what will go where. And it's basically like you eat that kind of food, it goes there more, right? And it pushes more stuff there. So you have more chi, more blood going that spot. And if that spot is broken or cracked or wounded, right, then you will have some issues. So that's what your problem with the seafood and lamb and stuff is about. Now, however, there are some meridian issue that is like you won't be able to fix it in a short time, right? So then you avoid eating those food until you're healed or much better. Then you won't feel as bad. Okay, let's hand the mic to Tina number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Tenet number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. That is actually quite amazing, Sajon, that the food itself, well, any food that you eat, you channel it pushes your chi back up because yes, it's part of the cycle. I did not make that connection, and that makes a lot of sense, especially if you have certain health issues. It's not necessarily food, but it's what the food is doing to the actual chi itself. As you were speaking about that, that just made me think about the fuel with the gold and the silver. And you mentioned in the last class that, well, sorry, the last net that the gold and silver is connected to the religious court. And once you do the ceremony and stuff, you could burn that to send to someone to send instead of sending troops. So you can send the silver for the gold, or you can send the gold. If I could remember correctly, the goal is like the fuel, get stuff done. The silver is like the encouragement or the mental clarity, like you said, telling them that they can do this, they can go forward and be successful. Long, I believe the terminology used was long, they can see long down the road, or I can't remember exactly what you said, but when you said it, it made me picture like somebody could see over the mountain or like over the horizon, like they can see further down the road, like they have hope. And I was just wondering, with those two things connected, is that also possible to send gold or silver to your yin son? Like how we can send it to the gods or to send it to one of our lineage brothers or sisters or anybody, but could we also send gold or silver to our yin son? I know theoretically it could be possible, but I don't know if practically it is, because it's just a thought that I have. Back to you, tenure number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Okay, yeah, a little bit more about the food. So simply break it down to 3 categories when you eat meat. The seafood, right? Fish, shrimp, crab, right? These things, they go to the water side. So it's like from the ghost altar and down here, that's the water, okay? If you eat things that is like they walk on the ground, right? Like beef, pig, and things like that. Those are the ground area. They work inside the ground, right? On the ground. So they're like the ghost altar kind of power, and those are kind of safe sometimes because usually you can still take that. And then you have the things that fly like birds, chickens, and those are like pushing things up to the Yun San side. So if you are having issues like nightmares, sleeping issues, and stuff like that, it's a good thing to eat more flying stuff like chicken because it helps to push the stuff upward to the Yun San side. So yeah, like if you sleep and you keep waking up, right? That's because the chi that pushes upward, right, back into the Yun San is not enough. So you eat more chicken to what we say. I don't really think the word match, but in English they say replenish. I don't think it matches. You'll tell me, okay? So it's like I lack the power to to fly up to the Yunsan. So I am taking some from another source to make up for it. It's not replenish. Replenish sounds like, like I'm just restocking whatever I had, but it's not. I'm actually like, it's like hunting. I don't have it. I'm getting it from another source, right? Or like I'm going to some other place to pick fruits. I'm not replenishing my fruit. I'm just grabbing something new. Okay, so I'm grabbing something new from my outside world and putting it into my system so that I will have more of that kind of power. Yeah, okay. So maybe replenish is not really the word in English, but in Chinese we have a word, and whatever that is, it doesn't matter. So you know what I mean, right? So that's fine. Uh, okay, so yeah. Now back to Cheng's the thing about the MM. You can burn gold and silver for a person, but not into the Yunsan. Okay, you burn it for that person, and it will go to that person locally, into their D1, into their Fasen, and then it will empower them to have the well for stuff that they need to use it for. Okay, so it doesn't go to the Yunsan, it goes to the local. Okay, um, then they can use it. Like it will immediately give them impact. It's kind of like we send troops to people, to help them for things that they're doing, right? And it will help them to achieve a better outcome. Sending gold and silver like that is just one of the many forms. There's so many ways to do it. And gold and silver doesn't always connect to the religious court. You can simply just connect to your altar power and then use your altar as the source and then give the gold and silver to other people. You can do that too. Team number 2, Kilo Alpha India. Team number 2, Kilo Alpha India. Okay, let's see if anyone want to check in. Anyone want to check in?
India number 2, Delta November Golf.
Okay, team number 2, Delta November Golf. Go ahead. And the first round, we went through everyone and say, like, you can bring up anything you want to talk about or ask about. So what's in your mind that you want to talk about? Let's go.
Team number 2, Delta November Golf. Greeting everyone on the net, Jajang Gijang. Yeah, I want to bring it up as so the yip, the guai, and the mo can causing the problem within us. So CJ earlier said that it's about food that we can choose. Probably we're gonna asking the God, right? I mean, which kind of food we did first, which kind of the problem that we are causing. The body is have a problem. Asking that question, and then asking which kind of food that to get rid of the problem. So because I think this that we are have to be have a knowledge and then asking the God the deep and also like you said earlier, I think it's happened to me about the food. I used to have a seafood allergy when I was a kid, and then after a while, after like maybe 10 more years after that, and then I can eat seafood again. So I think it's my body is already healed by that. So yeah, this kind of makes sense what you said earlier. And yeah, do we have the specific food, right, for the how to get rid of like the yeast, the quai, and the mold causing effect to our body. Back to you, net controller. Team unit number 2, Delta November Golf.
No, you don't ask the God about the food. You learn it from me. And as you learn, you build up more knowledge, then you will kind of know more about it. You never ask the God about these things, because if you don't have the knowledge and you start asking the God for advice, then you're kind of like, those like the ancient tribe where they have no knowledge about what to do, and then they just get a shaman, and then like, oh, what should we do? And the shaman like go, oh, I don't know, and then some god possess them and then tell them things. Right? It always lead to a disaster, because you're just dealing with ye crap like that. And well, even you're not doing with ye crap. The thing is, you don't have that knowledge, and you try to ask the God. Your God also sucks. Okay, so do not go and just ask the God for these kind of advice. The God already gave you guys a way, which is you stay here and learn from me, right? And then you learn the knowledge, and then you input your knowledge to the God. So when you do a div, if you need to, then your God have more data to work with. It is very important to realize that. Oh yeah, like this is one of the common thing in the past. Some people think that like they ordain, and they feel like I learn from the God, you know. It's like I have any question, I go ask the God, it's fine, you know. And they kind of forgot that they actually initiated, like they forgot that they have worship me as the master, and that's the first step. So you're not here learning from the God, you're here learning from me, okay? So if you don't come and learn from me, your God will suck, and your God will know nothing, because you're supposed to learn from the master as a disciple. That's the first step, initiation, right? So the more you learn, the more you pack the knowledge into yourself. Then when you do the div, everything become much better and more accurate, and it will help much better. So the Yumo Kwai Kwai has nothing to do with this issue with the food. That's not related at all. So we're purely talking about like you say, food allergy, right? We don't have that word allergy here. So it's like I don't talk about ADHD, OCD, you know, like I don't use those terms. So don't bring in the term allergy with me, because I don't use that term at all. There's nothing called allergy in my dictionary. So what happened is I was telling her that when you eat that kind of food, it pushes the chi and to that spot in your system. It kind of help that spot, right? So when it like there's a lot of chi going into somewhere that is damaged, then it bursts. Then you feel all the pain, problems, and all that comes out. So it's not the food that you're allergic to. It's actually the food is trying to help that spot. And while it helps, it pushes too much blood over and it bleeds, because that spot is broken. Okay. So it's not like you're allergic to the food. It's the food pushing too much chi to that location. Let's see if senior number 2, Kilo Alpha India, is back. Okay, anyone else want to check in? Okay, rolling back to the top, tier number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
Ticket number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha. I see, Sichuan. I didn't get that. I didn't link it up like you said. So I do know now about the fish and the beef and lamb and the birds, you know, and where it would be in the scheme of things, going to the ghost altar, going to the ground, flying up to the Yusun. Then if none of the food, why is it so bad to eat raw food, raw vegetables and fruits? I know that for me, it drives things deeper. What are the properties of fruit and vegetables, and why is it bad to eat raw stuff like that? And how does dairy and sweets, like some people are addicted to candy and chocolate, and at least in the American diet, we have a strong leaning for sweet, extremely sweet things, especially in the morning. And that took me quite a bit of time to understand not to eat the typical standard American diet with, the hot, sweet stuff in the morning and heavy, oily stuff at night, all that kind of stuff makes everything bad. So could you elaborate a little bit more on sweets, dairy, raw foods, and why they're maybe beneficial or not beneficial for us? I think at number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
Okay. First of all, raw stuff. What you say raw is like, okay, think about it. A piece of meat that is raw, right? It's actually dead. So it's dead, but it's not vanished back to pre-heaven yet. So it's in a D9 phase. It's like dying, right? So when you eat that, it pushes your chi back to pre-heaven, like dying, and it doesn't like it helps you to push things out from here to pre-heaven. So you're actually losing stuff. When you cook them, right, they're in a different phase. They're done dying. So now when you eat that energy, that chi, is actually like plus for you. It's like the pre-heaven pumping back into you, right? So the state is kind of like a negative versus a positive, kind of like that. You can say so. So when you eat like sushi, the raw fish, right? The sushi is a very deeping kind of food because of fish that is related to the water, right? And then it's raw, so it's pushing things out to like the D9, right? Not like it's helping things to die to conclude, right? So if you have like let's say a lot of yeep from work and it all stuck in that channel, right? Oh yeah, you eat sushi, it helps to de-yeep and push things to die, but it doesn't really power up that place. Like it doesn't help you to add more chi and blood to that place. Okay, but if you cook the fish, it's different. When you cook it, now it's beneficial. It's giving you more chi to that spot. It's strengthening it. It's like in our sixth sound, right? The sixth sound qigong. The first 3 sound, it's like you inject more into the 3 system. The next 3 sound, like the 4, 5, 6, it kind of burn that system and release it outward. Okay, so one is like a balloon being inflated, which is like the cooked meat, and then the raw meat is like you're deflating the balloon. Okay, deflating it. Not to mention that like the food quality physically is an issue. Okay, sometimes it's like chicken. If you have like really good chicken, right, you eat it raw like the Japanese will do, it won't kill you. But when you like eat normal Walmart chicken raw, it's gonna make you sick, and that's purely a D8 issue, like the quality issue. And also sometimes it's like you're not like used to eating that kind of thing, like raw meat, right? So it will make you sick. Yeah, so let's move on to tier number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Unit number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. Yes, Arjun, I was actually thinking about that exact same question that Hasija asked, because I come across so many people on social media, these different food gurus, influencers who's advocating for like a vegan diet or a fruitarian diet. To have one particular guy who only eats his fruits, and it's crazy because I could only imagine the kind of damage he's doing to his own son, and it's like the blind leading the blind. They are encouraging people to do this kind of crazy stuff, and I could I could kind of understand why, because there's nobody who's really directing them on what you should be eating and having a good balanced meal. Because, like Hasha just said, a lot of people are kind of getting sick from the standard American diet. So much oil, so much grease, so much sugar, and all these things definitely in excess. It's creating a lot of different health issues. My question would probably be, do so in our lineage, do we identify stuff like parasites or like worms and stuff? How do we have, is that a word do we have in our lineage? Because just when you said we don't accept stuff like ADHD and all those other different health acronyms that really have nothing to do with anything, because the medical field is just perpetuating a lot of misinformation. What is your take on like parasites or worms and stuff like that? Back to you, Tini at number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Okay. Well, I don't. Well, if you talk about like a D8 issue, right, then it's not my field of study, right? Like actual parasite, things that you can pull out with a tweezer, things like that. It's not something that we deal with. So it's like that's not in my scope of study. But the thing is, like let's say if you're eating bad quality food, like bad as in like D8 quality, right? And the food is like, let's say they do like lab meat and things like that. Yeah, that's the problem, right? But it has nothing to do with like our medical knowledge. It's basically you're eating bad food, right? And the bad food will of course have all kinds of issues. So mind what you're putting into yourself. Especially fake meat is a big problem. Fake meat, like now they have like lab meat, and yeah, you might be like saying, oh yeah, that's meat that with the cells and everything, it look alike with the normal ones, but it is not from a live animal. So we are standing strong on eating real animal, because we're not just eating the meat itself. We're eating the animal plus its chi and all that, right? So if the animal like never lived and you have its body, it's like the inside is empty. It's like a scam, right? Yeah, like your physical body might got the meat inside when you eat it, and it's like you have a box, and the box outside looks very alike, almost 99% alike, with the original thing. Like for example, you bought a PlayStation 5 or something, and then you have the same box. Okay, everything inside is empty. So you gave the box to your physical body and it digested it, right? So it breaks up the box. And then inside there's no PlayStation. There's nothing. It's air inside. So nothing inside. And then your soul is so confused, like what's going on? Right? So by eating a lot of these like lifeless meat will have an issue, of course. Um, Eating processed meat is not as good, but it's still better than the lifeless lab meat in a way, because the lab meat is like born from nothing, but the processed meat is like it still was an animal before. It's just processed, right? But it's still an animal once. So it's not as good as buying like an actual piece of meat, of course. But compared to the fake meat, yeah, the fake meat is really bad. So parasites and all kinds of D8 issues. Well, yeah, it's pretty much the D8 problem, and not related to what we're studying here. And we can really control that stuff. So too bad. Tina number 2, Delta November Golf.
Tina number 2, Delta November Golf. Yes, Jason. I think it's when I used to be a vegetarian and vegan, that one is my body always like cold. I don't know, like when I want to sleep, I always cold, even though the summer, like cold eye sometimes at night. Like what's going on, So I know that because I eat all vegetarian, right, vegetable, and that's not really good for my body. And now since I eating meat, I think it's kind of better. Most of it's like a warm inside, and yeah, it's feeling much different than before. Uh, Back to you, Net Controller. Tidak tambah tu Delta November Golf.
Okay, think about it this way. You are a balloon. Okay, you are a balloon. Inside the balloon, there's the negative soul, yum one, right? Now outside the wall of the balloon is the yang one, which is the positive soul. When you eat vegetable, the plant, it doesn't think. When it's alive, right, like when you're planting it, it grows physically. It grows bigger and bigger, right? So the vegetable has a lot of those positive soul, and that's why it grow bigger, right? So the bigger the vegetable will grow, the more positive soul it has. But it doesn't think. It doesn't have um, the mental power. So not much negative soul. When you eat meat, those animals will think. They have mental power. They have the negative soul that is needed for them to process information, right? Okay. So if I skip eating meat, I am purely eating all that positive soul into my body, and I'm not eating enough stuff to fill that balloon. I have a very strong um, skin, right? Like the balloon skin is very strong, but the inside have no air, and eventually it becomes very hard to pump that balloon up because the skin is so heavy. It's like compared to a balloon, which is like a very thin body. Compare that to like pumping up a basketball or something, right? It's very thick. So it requires even more chi to pump it up. And if your inside is empty or weak or low, then you feel weak and cold. When your inside is like very pumped up and the outside is like holding it tightly, not leaking, then you start to have power. You start to have heat. You start to have the strength. So when you're not eating meat, you're not intaking anything to fill up the inside of you. And that's why you feel weak like that. And it's very normal because you're not eating anything with that negative soul. Tier number 2, Kilo Alpha India.
Yes, Sir John. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about the animals that are being grown using the growth hormones in the plants and all that. I remember I did watch some of the information when there's a lot of information involved in that. They said there's those chemicals are not being recognized by our body, so it's very difficult to process. It doesn't even recognize it because if let's say you're eating a tomato that was processed by the chemicals, when it gets in, it looks like a tomato when you are looking at it, but once you eat it, it goes inside. The body doesn't know how to process it. It doesn't get right because it's not really a tomato. They say it's one of those things that is creating sicknesses like cancer because it doesn't chemically it doesn't match with you, and just recently I did see a video of uh, a steak, creating a steak out of chemicals. So it was never an animal from the beginning. It's just that they are using same the same chemical structure as the steak to produce the fake steak. So I think I don't know. I'm I was thinking now about the same thing that you were saying. Like it was never an animal from like you're saying it's a scam. We are being scammed. But then again, if that keeps up, we're gonna have a problem in the future, because I believe they're gonna promote it so that they will come like with the excuses like there's too much population, so this is the solution and stuff. So I believe that will be the case. But then again, our body won't recognize it, and then we're gonna have a big issue at the end of the day. Tenet number 2, Kilo Alpha India, back to you.
Oh yeah, I have saw those videos and stuff too. Um, yeah, it's very unhealthy. It's very dangerous and unhealthy. People are not understanding, or maybe they do, but they just choose to go the other way. Um, they kind of want to like just see, hey, I'm giving you food, you have something to chew on, right? It tastes okay, then it's food. It's crazy. Um, it doesn't work. You have the like they think based on science, right? Oh, it has the cells, has the tissue, it has the muscle, it's good. And no, it's not. It doesn't have a life. It has no feeling, right? The animal itself has feeling. And there's one thing a lot of people are confused about, which is like, oh, it's so cruel. The animal is like suffering. They're yeeped in a cage, or they're being tortured to death, or they are like crying when they're dying. Or who doesn't cry when they die, right? But yeah, people are so concerned about that. Even hunting, they always say, "Oh, you want to like do a very humane shot, so you can kill the animal in like one shot and not give them so much pain." That's so bullshit. But anyway, so most people are very concerned when they see like, when you get killed, you're painful, you cry, you scream, and that's a problem, kind of thing. Um, in reality, it really isn't a problem. If you look at how animals really eat in the nature, right? Like look at a cat. A cat just hunted a bird. How do they eat the bird? They don't go humane. They play that thing, right, until they die. Like they play it. Even like the cat just caught a mouse or cockroaches. They will like torture it, play it, like bite a few times, whack it a few times, flip it around and see it suffer, and then go back and chew it again, and then go back again. It's crazy. That's how animals eat things. They enjoy the process of looking at that thing, crying, screaming, being tortured, flapping around. It is part of the food. Yeah, like it or not, that's nature. That's part of the enjoyment. What you are consuming is the chi that is being vented out, right? Like you have a lot of yeep inside you. When you cry, when you right? The chi comes out. And if people are looking at it, observing it, listening to it, it's being consumed by those people who are looking. So when a cat kills the bird, and they're like seeing the bird like dying, crying, flapping on the floor, they're actually consuming the chi of the bird, and they won't do it slowly. They won't do it quick. They will slowly consume. They look at it for a while and then hit it a few times and go back and bite a few bite and go back. It's normal. So when the animals are like being killed while we are eating them as food later on, it's normal. Like they cry, they suffer, they have all that yip, it's okay. It's not harmful. Those things are just soul energy, soul chi. It's not harmful to us. So a lot of people are being like guided to the direction thinking that, oh, animals are crying, they're dying, they're suffering. It's so bad, it's so negative. No, it's not negative. It was never negative. That was a thing that was injected to people to make you feel weak. So that you lose that ability uh, that we are supposed to have when we hunt. Team yet number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
Ticket number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha. This is so interesting that I never really thought about it, that the animals, with the way that they hunt, they're actually deriving something from it. I thought it was, I just never put it together. I thought maybe they're just, maybe considering it, or that maybe they're not hungry at that moment. They're not swiftly killing it. I didn't realize that there was there was something derived from that. But I have another question, and maybe Shadron can elaborate on why this happens. Sometimes you hear people say, oh, you shouldn't let the wind blow on you. It'll make you sick. Or, you should go out and touch the earth. It'll help ground you. Or maybe getting in the sunlight will help burn away negativity, impurities out of your sphere, whatever it is. Is there any? I know there isn't any, but how much truth is there to that? I do know that from my experience, and one of the exercises that Shadron taught me was to go and touch the earth with my arm, because at that time there was some pain going down my arm. And Shadron said, hey, go outside, put your arm on the ground, or do this one move, and you have to actually touch the earth. It doesn't have to be, a great big patch or anything. Just, go out and do this exercise and see how it goes. And it worked. So I'm wondering how much truth it is to people talking about incorporating the earth's chi or essence, wind essence, sun essence, that kind of thing. Is there something to that? Ticket number 4, Hotel Alpha Alpha.
Okay. A lot of abusively used word here. Essence. Okay. First of all, what is sun essence, earth essence? That purely nonsense. It doesn't make sense to me. But the different things that you mentioned, the sun, the wind, the earth, they have their properties in the 5 element. And if you look at it again, you understand. So let's say you're outside looking at the sun. Okay, like you're at the beach, right? Looking at the sun. First of all, the sun has light and it has heat. When you're in the heat, like not talking about winter, right? You go outside when it's warm. So when there's heat, the chi of you goes outward. So if your chi is like not going outward enough, then you go outside the sun. It makes the chi go outward, and you feel strong. So for example, if you're like always working in the office, you're not getting enough chi from the inside coming to the outside. So you're usually like a very mental power person, always think, right? So your negative soul is very active, but you're not using your body. So the chi is not coming out. So what you do is you go outside and walk in the heat. And when you get sweaty, your chi from the inside is coming outside. And then you suddenly feel like, oh, my body feels good again. Like initially my body was so stiff. Yeah, it's stiff because the chi is stuck. So when you go into the heat, it will work. You can also like go for a sauna, or maybe you eat some kind of food that it makes you sweat, and then suddenly you feel good again, right? It's about your own chi. It's not that element giving you anything. Even you touch the ground, the earth, that thing is like the ground element. It helps you to like it pulls your chi downward and like back to pre-heaven. It's basically like a guide, like all these things are like moving powers of your chi. It's not like those things giving you anything new. They are actually just like wind. They're moving your stuff. And why you have a problem is because your stuff is not moving. It's stuck. Okay? So it's not like I go to a bucket of red paint, then I will have red paint. No, it's more like you're wet. You go near that car cleaning station where they blow dry the car, then it blows your water away and you get dry. You're not getting anything new. It's the outside element helping your stuff to move around. It's basically the same thing with herbs as well. The effect of herbs, it's just like that. It moves your stuff. It doesn't give you anything new. Tier number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. Tier number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Tenured number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf. Sajwan, earlier you mentioned as how animals take pleasure from, I don't want to use the word torturing, but hunting and capturing their food. I remember listening to a podcast or actually seeing it actually on YouTube like a year ago. It was a Joe Rogan podcast, and they were also spreading a lot of disinformation because they were making statements like if you if you go hunting and you kill the animal in a very brutal way, the meat is going to taste bad because the brain releases a poison or some garbage like that, something along those lines, that if you kill the animal without some type of mercy, the meat is going to taste differently and a whole set of trash. It's laughable now learning this lesson, that that's a part of the cycle. Like when you go into nature, the animals that hunted each other, they're not gonna be like, oh, let me just not kill you quickly. No, they are there for the hunt, and that is a part of their life. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. My question would probably be along the same lines of hunting like that. So let's say like in times of war, like back in the old ancient times when they would let's say capture you and torture you, would they arrive in some type of soul energy from the people that they would capture? Back to you, Tiniat number 2, Charlie Hotel Golf.
Yes, definitely. Well, think about it. If I put you in a room and torture you, right? Do you feel that you are mentally, internally, like exhausted? Of course you would. So when you exhaust, think about your car exhausting. So where did the stuff inside go to? Right? It went out to the person in front of you, right? Or it went to the place that you're staying. So yeah, like whatever that guy is working for, the you exhaust will go to that person and also link to the background that is related. For example, I work for the government of ABC country, then ABC country will eventually have most of the stuff that you rented out. And I will have a little bit because I work for ABC company, right? So yeah, there are stuff like when people are doing those capturing and torturing and all that, they do gain a lot in pre-heaven. Um, you look at the Japanese, they torture a lot of Chinese during the Qing Dynasty, post Qing Dynasty, and the Chinese hate them so much because, like, wow, you take our people and do like science experiments and grill them alive and do all kinds of inhumane stuff, right? But look, like after that period, the Japanese is like, wow, like suddenly they grow so much. The country just gets so rich, like suddenly they grow so much. Why so much potentials gain? Well, it's all from these. right? When people are at war, they torture each other, do all kinds of crazy shit. It's a lot of gain in the pre-heaven, like the Yun Sun of the country. And whoever won the war, you get that loot and you grow in pre-heaven. And then the next era, you're going to be the one that shines. Yeah. TN number 2, Delta November Golf.
Yeah, number 2, Delta November Golf. Yeah, Jajon. I got a question for like you using the herb like my wife usually sometimes cooking like the chicken, steam it with the different kind of herb like the Chinese stuff like that, and then boil it for a while, and then have the soup, right, the juice. So we drink that one, and then she said it's for blood circulation, for body. So it's not because last time I got a cold, right? So she make me that one too. Is feel like it's kind of warm after that. So it's what kind of explanation for that? Back to you, net controller. Unit number 2, Delta November Golf.
Okay, that's a long topic. Based on your body feeling, whenever you feel you eat something and it heats you up, like make you sweat and warm, that means the chi is coming out. Okay, and your chi is like manifesting. You can say so. So that's why you feel like that. If when you eat something and it makes you cold, the chi is going back inside. Okay, so making it simple. One go inside, one go outside. When the chi go inside, your mental power gets better. When the chi go outside, your physical power feel better. When the chi goes too much outside, like you eat some spicy hot pot, right? It makes you like, wow, like dripping, sweating, dripping sweat, hot, right? Then you're like pushing things out of the outside. Like it's not on the surface, not on D8. It's going back to D9 already. It's going outside. So that way, when you sweat that much, you're pushing things out of the D8 and it goes back to your Yun Sun. So yeah, actually, if you are having issues sleeping, going back to the Yun Sun, you can actually try like eating very spicy food, like the one, the hot pot, and then it makes you like force your chi to go out from where you're at here, like you're stuck here, and then forces it back to the pre-heaven right away. That will be one thing that you can do to help. And that night you might sleep very well because finally you kind of uncloak yourself. Okay, looking at my timer, it's 2:01 p.m. We'll end the net here. Okay, 73 to all. See you on NetB or online, and that will be it for now. Tina number 9, Yankee Uniform Echo is clear.
King at number 4, Hotel Alpha, Alpha's clear.